We got to hang out in West Virginia this weekend. Let's talk about the Sorcery Cup qualifier. Well, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you had yourself a fantastic weekend and are having yourself a great day. Today, we're going to chat about the Cortesian Cup qualifying event in West Virginia. I want to go through some of my takeaways from the event about the sorcery community, about the game, about the meta, about all the things going on in the contested realm. It was a busy weekend. We had Friday night, we had the Fallout release decks, and I was ready for Saturday being a busy day, but Friday night we were completely packed and there was people coming in from all over the country for the event on Saturday, and we were just super slammed. Then we had the event on Saturday, and then on Sunday we had our Pokemon pre-release weekend. We had like 30 people in the shop for that too. It was a very, very busy weekend, so I'm sorry I didn't have any update for you until today. But this weekend was awesome. It was so much fun to hang out with all the sorcery fans and people who are in the event and the community and the organizers. It was just so much fun to hang out and chat with people that we have met and hung out with on Discord and see face to face. It was everything I wanted. It was a really, really cool experience just to get to know everybody and chat. I do have some takeaways for you that I want to get into. First and foremost, the fan organized nature of this event was so much fun. And I know I'm a little bit biased because I am one of the organizers, but I just want to highlight the idea that this whole cup, the Cortesian Cup, the Parmesan Cheese Cup, and all the other things that are going on, there's something in Texas happening this weekend. The West Coast just had a major event series. We've got the Sorcery Spring Social going on in June in Baltimore. All this stuff has been fan organized, which is such a huge testament to the community that sorcery has been able to create, and it's just a really, really big win. And that was alive and well within this past weekend. There's a lot of stuff coming up, and I want to make sure you know about it. The Spring Social is June 14th to the 16th. I think I've convinced my wife to let me go to that, which is really exciting. I think we're just going to take the whole family and go hang out. So it's really cool to see all these fan created events and popping up from all these organizers. I think it's a really big thing. And it goes to the second point, which is really the biggest point of the weekend for me, that this community is really, really growing and full of people who want to see sorcery be a success and want to do what they can to add to the sorcery ecosystem and bring their talents, the things they're good at, and say, how can I use this to help sorcery grow as I grow in that community? And it's really cool to see so many people, from players to the collectors. A lot of the people, it's really funny. Some of the people who are organizing some of the events, you can tell they're collectors at heart. They're not good TCG players. They love TCGs, but they're not good at it. But they want to see events go because they love the community and they feel like that's something they can bring to add to the setup by sharing event links and by encouraging other people to go and all this stuff. They are contributing, and that's their way that they feel like they are contributing because they're excited for the future of sorcery. It's just really cool to see so many people hanging out and invested in the growth of the game, and that's a wild thing. So there also, though, the community is a good conversation. People are excited about the current state of the game. I didn't hear anybody discussing the release cadence or anything like that. They're just focused on, hey, how do we use these cards and how do we find new ways to interact, and how do we, what happens if we play a 4-player game and we change the grid in this way, and what happens, to the meta and the shifting and the changing. They're just excited about the current state of the game. They're still collecting, they're still, buying, beta packs, and I think we opened 4 alpha boxes on Saturday, just loose packs, 1 pack at a time, just people popping up and purchasing stuff. Still excited because people want more. They just cannot get enough of the game, and in the conversations they just can't get enough talking about it and experiencing it. So really, really cool to see, and to see all the effort and the work that the community is putting into this. You guys saw it on my YouTube channel, but behind the scenes, shout out to Ron and shout out to Paparazzi, to Marcellus, the amount of work that went on behind the scenes from fans of the game and not just the tournament organizer was massive. And it's because people are looking for ways to add value using their skills and talent. So really cool people want more and want to see that. So let's get into the meta a little bit, because I think this is also really interesting. It was really cool to see the top 8 had 3 different sorcerers, or sorry, 3 different avatars, which is really cool. And a pretty good diverse thing when you think through things. You got 3 Death Speakers, 4 Sorcerer, kind of an aggro build on the Sorcerer, and then a Pathfinder sneaking its way in there, the aggro Pathfinder build. Really cool to see that in the top 8 of the deck list. I think it says it's pretty good, a pretty good stretch of the meta. I will say it's a little bit aggro heavy, which is pretty common for new TCGs to be pretty aggro heavy with the first set, as a result of there just not being the, I guess in Sorcery there's a 403 card pool, but not being the card pool of like the more tempo-y stuff or controlling mechanics. But you have like 5 aggro decks in the Sorcerers and the Pathfinder, and then the Death Speaker deck, I guess fits it. I see it as a little bit more aggressive and more fast-paced, but I guess it's probably more of a mid-range deck right now for the current Sorcery ecosystem. On the back end though, there was no real control deck. I would like to see them with Arthurian Legends. I would hope that we will see, with a wider card pool and stuff, a little bit more of a control-y element, some more destruction, and you know, people hate land destruction and that kind of stuff, but some of that kind of thing I think could go a long way. But for the most part, good to see a good mixture of a different meta, mixture of different avatars, mixture of different styles. Even like one of the Death Speaker builds, I think that made it to the top table, if I'm remembering correctly, was a much different Death Speaker build than the kind of graveyardy shenanigan thing that we've seen a lot of over the past couple months in Sorcery. So really cool to see it, really cool and exciting. All in all, the event I think went super well. There's a couple things within the tournament structure. I'd also love to see Sorcery come out and have like an organized play tournament structure, like this is the recommended or this is the required thing to do for events in terms of round times and the best of 1 or best of 3, that kind of element. I think that would go a long way. I think they're working on that though. You know, we are still in, you know, beta. This is beta. So hopefully with the Arthurian release, the Arthurian Legends release, we see some of that kind of stuff pop up. There's a couple things in terms of the event software and stuff like that, but all across the board, just a really great event and a great turnout. So now I want to talk about the future for just a couple seconds. Arthurian Legends, I'm hoping to do an Arthurian Legends release party at Game Grove, kind of a wider thing, like not just our local scene, but kind of open up the doors. So hopefully we get some Arthurian Legends announcements in terms of timeline soon. We can start planning that and prepping that and advertising it to you all, because it's really cool to see people coming from, you know, Arkansas and from Florida and from all these places. So I'm hoping on the East Coast anyway, I can be a little bit of a hub for people to come and enjoy releases if your LGS isn't doing it and that kind of thing. So I'm hoping to have an option for that. Like one of the things I was thinking was for Arthurian Legends, we could have a pickup option for people who are ordering from out of state. So you could actually order your boxes and then come and pick them up at the release event. Like a really cool way to utilize the space we have for the community, for people who don't have that space at home with their own LGS and stuff. So we're looking to do that. And then regionally, I'm also thinking we're going to do like a 1K type event. We have kind of a mixture of people from Columbus and from Pittsburgh, and kind of this like 2 to 3 hour range that came to the event here. So I'm hoping we'll be able to do a 1K in the next 2 or 3 months. That'll just kind of generate some more interest in the higher tier gameplay side. So really cool stuff. Thank you to everybody who watched the stream. Check out the stream link. I'll kind of leave a stream link and a link to the top 8 deck lists in the comment section below. I hope you guys have a great day. Let me know what questions you have. I'll do my best to answer in the comment section. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.